Hey everybody, Adam Savage, and I am in the Armor Conservation Lab at the Metropolitan Museum of Art alongside our friend Sean. How are you, sir?
Doing well.
We've been filming videos all day, and I am not only not tired, I am so happy. I just love being in this place. You guys have brought out mysteries, you've brought out conundrums, some amazing pieces, and I recently collected Hamilton's dueling pistols, and we were talking about such, and you brought out a unique piece to show me.
I did. I brought out this gorgeous little pistol. This is an Italian pistol made by Matteo Cecchi, who's known by really the name Acquafresca.
Acquafresca.
Acquafresca. Him and his whole family. So
Fresh
his father went by it. He had brothers in the trade as well. So sometimes it can be hard to tell which of them made it, but in this case, Matteo was the master of engraving and chiseling, and this is clearly one of his pieces. Now, what's really cool, here on the back, you've got a number 3. So there is an identical pistol with the same number 3 in another collection. Absolutely identical. Which means this was part of a very large garniture. So you would have had, you wouldn't have had a single set of pistols or a pair. You would have had two riding pistols with it, 2 of these little pistols. You might have a fowling piece. We don't know how large it was, but the fact that both of these have the same number on it instead of them all being sequential indicates we're talking pretty big.
Multiple sets of matched pairs of the highest possible quality pistols.
Oh yes, all decorated to the same level.
Wow.
And you've got this beautiful silver inlay, chiseling. I quite like, if you can look at this, little monkey holding an apple engraved in there.
Oh my God. It is a monkey holding an apple. Acquafresca. Look at that. Also, this is silver inlaid in wood. It is so fine. How does one even chisel wood that skinny?
I can't do it.
I can't even.
And now this came in and had a very interesting condition issue.
Oh, okay.
So if I can actually show you something real quick.
Yeah.
This is, of course, not just a pistol. I wouldn't show you just a pistol. This is the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Yes.
This also conceals a hidden dagger.
No! What? Boy, they were really good at designing shivs back in the 18th century.
That is just a spike. That is. So now when this came into us, and I'll show you this here. If you look at the bottom, you see there's a break here along the trigger guard. If you look at how these are held together, you've got these 2 little clips here. There's a clip here, and then a corresponding clip on sort of the forestock here, the base of the barrel. When you press up on the trigger guard, it pulls back this, and inside is there's sort of an S shape, and the other end of that pushes on the other clip on sort of the fore end of the gun. So it unlocks both of these latches simultaneously.
And no other way could the barrel be separated?
That is you shove something in there, but that is the way the way it's done.
Yeah.
So this trigger guard, that toe of the trigger guard here acts as a spring. So what happened is years and years of people going, hey, look what I got.
Right.
That snapped.
Oh,
it
it
broke
cracked.
off. Yeah. So
right where it needed to provide the spring tension.
Right. Just years and years of that sort of deflection eventually caused stress fracture, and it broke. So when it came to us, someone had previously repaired it, and they had sort of they chiseled out underneath the stock, and they riveted on a tiny piece of brass, way too thin to function as a spring in any way. Right. So then that over time snaps. When it came to us, we had like a chunk of brass up inside this chiseled grip, and then we had a bit of brass on the end of the trigger guard once you disassembled it. So now let's imagine this pistol came to us. Let's imagine it broke here. There was no repair, no original repair whatsoever. We're often asked, do we maintain our firearms as functional weapons?
Right.
Broadly speaking, no. This is an art museum. If a mainspring breaks, I don't need to replace the mainspring for the visitor to come in and appreciate what the firearm looks like.
Fair enough.
However, this is functional, right? Just taking these apart, that's sort of part of what makes this piece so interesting. And we were kind of fortunate in that the previous restoration had already been done. I wouldn't chisel out the stock or drill a hole in the trigger guard myself.
But
if it's already there, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so what we ended up doing is I took a piece of good steel and I ground it to shape to fit the cavity that already existed. And then I riveted that, or he treated it, so it had a nice spring.
Nice.
So it had a nice spring. He treated it on there, or he treated it and then riveted it in back onto the trigger guard. And now we have a functional pistol that we can show to our visitors.
Amazing, amazing. I noticed something here
Please do.
when you've been handling it. As I looked at it, I noticed that the two shiniest parts of it, as I look at all this beautiful shine, are the bottom of the trigger guard, which makes sense because that's where you'd be pressing to separate it. And then I also noticed that this Lazaro mark is also crazy shiny. And so I was just holding this and I realized, oh yeah, there you go.
That's how they
You'd
did
be
it.
holding it like this and you get your big fat thumb on there. And so this is 100, 200 years of polished by people showing it off.
Previous owners going, oh, look how cool this is.
Dude, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
What a magnificent piece. The sculptural aspects.
He's a master.
Missing a ramrod?
Missing a ramrod. One of my dreams one day is to make one to match another Matteo.
You must have, well, does the other version of this in another museum have the ramrod?
It has a ramrod, not the original one, but it's fabulous because it's a little seated monkey wearing a crown. Fabulous. So good. But we do have a matched pair made by the same maker, so we could model it on.
And does that not have a monkey eating a pear?
Sadly, no.
If you replicated it, might you add a monkey with a... That's amazing.
I'm thinking about it now, that's for sure.
I love the idea that someday a new ramrod might get made for that.
And of course, if we did do it, we'd mark it so that it could be identified as a replacement. Do you want to give it a try?
Oh, yeah, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very subtle.
Yeah.
It's not even like you feel a real click. It's just a bit of pressure.
Yeah. It's really well made.
That is... And it's got a little belt crank linkage in there for moving that. That's incredible. It's amazing that it's still so smooth.
Yeah.
Also, what a just brutal shiv. Again, this is just...
Something so small and elegant, packing such a brutal little secret.
And the trigger still was able to... Oh, right.
Yeah, because you can just...
The trigger worked because it's just moving that lever. Nothing in here. Oh, that's totally great. Right, because it's a flintlock. Wow, it's also...
the interior, yeah.
Yeah, you get to see the interior of the lock, and it's gorgeous. And they've actually gone and added some etching on the edges.
He knows it's going to be taken apart.
Yes,
he knows
he's going to be
looked
seen.
at, so he decorates it.
And including he polished the inside here as well. Oh, that's great. One of the things I love about coming here is that I'll often have some line of obsession that I have only indulged in pictures and literature. And when you guys let me handle these things, it just feels like this whole deeper appreciation and elaboration of the history and of the craftspersonship.
Yeah, it's different when you get to hold it in your hands and feel that history.
It really is. Oh, right. So that depression is just for that big flathead screw head there. Mm-hmm. Dude, we could do this for hours. Thank you, my friend.
My pleasure.
That was amazing.